These snails have two genes that contribute to the phenotype of their mucus trail. The gene for locus A determines the amount of mucus the snails produce, with dominant A being a lot of mucus and recessive A being very little mucus. The gene for locus B determines the mucus texture, with dominant B being slippery and recessive B being thick. Thus, two genes at different loci are interacting. Let's see how these two genes interact and what type of epistasis occurs. Two homozygous snails mate and produce heterozygous offspring. These two siblings, Mary and Gary, are heterozygous for both genes A and B. Then they mate and produce more offspring. There are three different mucus phenotypes present in their offspring. Snails with recessive A genotype will all have the same phenotype. Because they need dominant A to have the enzymes they need to produce enough mucus, the snails won't produce enough mucus for us to consider its texture, regardless of the B genotype. So gene A masks gene B. Snails with dominant A have the enzymes they need for sufficient mucus production, so their texture can be considered. So snails with dominant A will produce substantial mucus, and then they need dominant B for the mucus to be slippery. Without dominant B, the mucus will be thick. To explain this pathway, let's think of a snail race. The snails with barely any mucus will not make it far at all and will not pass the first hurdle. So it doesn't matter if the B genotype codes for slippery or thick because there won't be enough mucus for it to go very far. If it has enough mucus from the dominant A allele, it can make it past the first obstacle. If the B allele is recessive, then the mucus is too thick for it to cross the second obstacle. If it is dominant, then there is enough mucus, and the mucus is slippery, so this snail will speed through the finish line. Here is a recap of the pathway. The genotypes with two recessive A's will not have enzyme A to produce enough mucus to be notable. Dominant A and recessive B genotypes will produce enzyme A, but not enzyme B for their mucus to be slippery, so instead it will be thick. Dominant A and dominant B genotypes will result in slippery mucus genotype by having both enzymes. The ratio will be 4 to 3 to 9, so it will be single recessive epistasis.